and I live in Brighton and Hove on the south coast of England. I've been living here for 10 years. Before that, I spent 16 years living in France, in Paris. And in my life, I've lived in other countries as well, like Belgium and Switzerland, where I studied or where I've worked or where my family lived. So I've known a little bit what it's like to be somebody living in a different culture and different part of the world. And my husband is from his family, his mother's family from Thailand, and he was born in the Far East and spent some of his growing up there. So we have some international connections. I've worked most of my career in the field of human resources. So I've been recruiting people, I've been interviewing people, I've been training people, particularly training managers, training leaders, and helping people to develop their careers. I've also done this outside of work. But when I came back to the UK, I decided to train as a career coach. So I've been working in that capacity for the last 10 years. And I have started volunteering with the Launchpad Collective to help people to, help people to get a job. Because it's not so easy when you come here and everything is different, and that's one of the things that can make us not feel so confident. So I have worked now for about a year, coming up to a year with the work with the Launchpad Collective. Before that, I was been volunteering with the another organization, another charity that helps asylum seekers to learn English and basically to welcome people and to support them. So without more ado, I will just share the slides now that I'm going to work through. So can you see these?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have done a little bit of the introduction. We'll look at what's important about confidence. We'll look at some ways where, so how can we feel more confident? What will make us feel more confident? And a lot of that's got to do with you feeling your best, being your best, and acknowledging who you are and what you bring to the world, not just to the world of work, but what you bring to your personal life as well. And then we'll hopefully have some time for some questions. So, confidence is really important. And it doesn't matter who you are. All of us will sometimes feel very confident, and sometimes we'll feel really not confident and feel quite anxious or nervous, and it's a completely normal emotion to have. So first of all, having confidence is something that everybody has, but not feeling confident is also something that everybody feels from time to time. So it's completely normal. So what's important about feeling confidence? Well, it's about having self-belief as well. So feeling confident and having self-belief, believing in yourself and what you can do, is really important, because if you don't have it, it can really hold you back. So confidence or not having confidence can make the difference between getting what you want, getting what you need, achieving your dreams, your goals, or feeling stuck, maybe feeling trapped, not knowing how to move forward, not knowing how to get out of the situation that you're in. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're more likely to give up. You're less likely to reach your goals. So you won't get what you want. And, you know, you can get pushed around by other people, either literally or, you know, just have that sense of not having any control over anything. But if you do believe in yourself, it enables you to stand up for your personal vision of where you want to be. If you believe in yourself, you feel able, and you will be able to reach your goals. You will be able to get what you want. And also, it'll give you strong boundaries. It'll help you to feel safe when you believe in yourself and you have confidence. So what gives us confidence? Self-confidence comes very much from knowing who you are, what you want, importantly, what you can contribute, and why what you can contribute is important, both for you, but also for other people, but for the rest of society, or for your family. With this self-knowledge, you can start to make choices based on what's important to you. And then you can also communicate and negotiate with other people out there in the world. This is particularly important when you're job hunting, because knowing what you want and why it's important to you, and particularly what you have, why, you know, how you can do it, because you've got some experience, that you can do things that you want to, you know, which you want to share. People can help you when you know best what you want and why it's important to you. So there's lots of people who are out there who will help you, but you need to have kind of confidence in what you actually want. So working on that is important. And, you know, a really good place to start to feel confident is to really write down your successes and achievements, the things that you've done in your life that you're really proud of. It's extremely important to start your journey towards greater confidence by recognizing and acknowledging your accomplishments. I like to call them successes. We've all had successes, but frequently we don't always give ourselves credit for them. And you need to reflect on each of your successes, because they really can be used as a stepping stone to increase your confidence. So no matter who you are, you have successes. Did you get to the UK? Success. Did you study for a degree or a professional qualification? Success. Did you teach your little brother or sister to ride a bicycle? Success. Did you learn to speak more than one language? Success. Did you score the winning goal in a football match? Success. Did you have a good job before you came to the UK? Success. Do you have a beautiful singing voice? Every time you sing is a success. Do you cook delicious food for your family or friends? Success. Somewhere out there in the world, somebody loves you. Somebody is counting on you, and you are that person's role model, an important person in their lives. That's a success. So what I encourage you to do after this webinar is to write down at least 5 successes, whether they're professional or personal, no matter how big or how small, or how long ago you achieved them. It doesn't matter. Write down your successes and then add more to your list every week. And why do that? Because you can read through your list of successes when you're feeling a bit low, or you're feeling a bit sad, or before an interview, or in fact, any time that you want to feel more confident. And the most important thing is that you have already done something incredibly brave and very frightening. This is powerful. So often what holds us back and makes us feel not confident is fear. We try to manage it, but it doesn't go away. It never really does. And yet your journeys to get where you are today required huge bravery, courage, resilience, and determination. So you are all incredibly successful, multi-talented people who know what it's like to achieve what you want, even when you were scared, even when you felt fear. So we know that businesses and employers need successful, multi-talented people to work for them. That's people like you. So we also know that there are many important benefits that refugees offer to business. Many refugees were employed in their home countries and possess a wide range of professional skills and qualifications. Many are highly educated graduates. 45% of refugees held a qualification before they travelled to the UK. And more refugees were in education after the age of 20 compared to UK nationals. So you have a lot to offer. As highly skilled and educated job seekers, you can bring a wealth of work-related skills, competencies, and experiences to employers. Unlike most English employees, refugees can often speak several languages and are always keen to improve on their English further. For companies already working internationally or planning to expand into global markets, these language skills are a real asset. So employing people like you can help companies trade in new markets all around the world. And that is certainly one thing that the UK is desperately trying to do right now. And as we've already explored, overcoming so many huge barriers to reach the UK, to claim asylum, requires resilience, endurance, tenacity, and determination. The resourcefulness and adaptability necessary to leave your home, to start a new life elsewhere, means that refugees are incredibly hardworking. You know, you've got a can-do attitude, and that's what employers want in their employees. Training is a big investment for any business, but it's good to know that it's been proven that hiring and training refugees makes that investment very profitable, both financially and in terms of quality of work. People who are motivated, who want to learn, will do really well and contribute a lot to their organizations. Another thing that's very important is that, you know, you come from many different countries and communities, and having people on a team who bring new ideas, different ways of thinking and working is a really valuable addition to any company. It's been proven time and again that diverse teams are more successful. And just having that understanding of different countries and different cultures is really valuable for very valuable for companies who might have customers in different countries in the world. Maybe the countries that you originally lived in. Another thing which is kind of interesting to know is that hiring new employees is actually quite expensive for businesses. You know, they have to employ an agency, or they have to advertise, you know, put their jobs onto a job website. All that costs money. Then they have to take people out of their work to do interviews. So it's expensive and time consuming. But again, interestingly, research shows that refugees tend to stay with their employers longer than other employees. So that saves money on recruitment costs for the organization and means that, you know, you represent a really good investment for them, a really big investment and benefit to their company. And although employers may be concerned that refugees might leave their job to return home, this is not in fact often the case. Most refugees stay for a long time and extend their visas wherever possible. Another thing to know, by 2025, so that's only in 2 years' time, people aged from 30 to 45 will make up 75% of the workplace. And research shows that the vast majority of these people tend to be very pro-refugees, and many were much more likely to buy from companies that either employed or supported refugees in other ways. So supporting refugees into work is a way that companies can lead by example and create a workplace that all of their employees can be proud of. And many organizations are waking up to this. It's not everywhere, but many are. And as we've said, the benefits of cultural diversity are within the workplace have been very well reported. A wide range of cultural perspectives can inspire creativity, drive innovation, and make for good decision making. And there's plenty of research to show that that's not just good for social justice, but it's good for profits too. So diversity within organizations makes them more successful. As I'm sure you've probably heard on the news or read in newspapers, websites, the number of job vacancies in this country continues to rise across many sectors, and there are huge opportunities for businesses to address these skill shortages by providing refugees with good job opportunities. You have a range of skills and experience. You often speak several languages. I know that most of you are very willing to retrain, and that you can bring a wealth of those very important transferable skills from previous employment or study that you may have done back in your home country. So I mentioned at the beginning that knowing yourself and the best of yourself can be really positive for your self-confidence. Unfortunately, most of what we tell ourselves, that voice in your head that you listen to, what we tell ourselves is often not very positive at all. We tend to concentrate on our faults, what we do wrong, what we're scared of. So to increase your self-belief, you have to consciously build that positive internal story about yourself. And it's not being arrogant to do that. It's just recognizing who you are, what you have, and what you can build on. It's about really recognizing and appreciating your own lived experience, your personal strengths, your talents, and your skills. After this webinar, think of some of the things that you have done in your life that give you a real sense of achievement, a feeling of fulfillment, things that you really enjoyed doing and feel proud of, things that demonstrate you being your very best. They can be connected to an event in your personal or professional life, but it's really important to write down a few notes of your accomplishments, of your achievements. Sometimes it can be quite nice to write that down a bit like a story, as if you were describing what happened to somebody else. And if you're doing that, think about what was going on. What was the situation when I did something great? What was the challenge I was facing? What was my objective? What was the goal? What was I actually doing? Why did I need to do this thing? And then what actions did I take? what did I actually do? And then see if you can think about, so if I did that, I must have been using, this particular skill or that particular skill. And skills can be things that they can be knowledge, things like I was able to manage a project, or I was able to cook a really nice meal. Or it could be I was able to bring people together. I was able to, form a kids' football team. Whatever it is, think about the skills you used to do it. And then think about what the outcome was. Did the kids love playing football? Did they then go on to play every week? Did that fantastic meal make people really happy? Was it a big celebration? Did people talk about it for a long time afterwards? Was that project that you managed, did it mean that you were able to help many people who were in a difficult situation? Whatever it was, do write this down. It's really important that you think of all the great things that you are proud of, things that you've achieved, and write them down. Because these are the things that will make us feel good about ourselves, and feeling good about ourselves helps us to feel more confident. So you can build your confidence and self-belief by telling the positive story of who you are and recognizing the valuable contribution you bring to the world. Your lived experience has given you many very important and very valuable qualities that you can use in the future, particularly in a job. So after this webinar, write down that list of your successes and add more over time. Write down a list of your skills and your personal strengths, and write down the story of the achievements you're most proud of. Reading through these will help you feel more confident. And the big bonus is that they will also help you to write your CV, write a covering letter for a job application or fill out a job application, and definitely will help you prepare for an interview. So in many different ways, doing this is time well spent.